It's Getting Over It, the chat show where we interview celebrity guests while they control a man in a pot climbing a mountain with a hammer. Who will climb the highest and dominate our leader wall, and who will shame themselves and their family by taking a nasty fall. Let's see how high they can get today until we both get over it. Hey, I'm Nick, and welcome to another episode of Getting Over It with Chinglish. My man, how's things?
This game.
Yes. This game. Chinglish, of course, is Australian Twitch streamer extraordinaire.
Hello. Hi.
AKA Ryan Dingle. Is the AKA, I don't think AKA is right saying your screen name and then also known as your real name.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's real name and then
AKA, yeah. But you know, who knows, this breaking new weather we're in. So, of course, the format here, we just have a casual chat while you try to get over the mountain designed for you by Australian evil developer Bennett Foddy. And behind us on the wall, you see the map. There are scores for you to beat. We've had some previous contestants, and right now you are right down the bottom. Ah! Oh my god! If you get over the pipe, you've already beaten Jesse's score from last week.
How do I...
You just gotta swing it, mate. You just gotta go. There you go. There you go. Oh. See? Oh! I mean, maybe we just don't do the interview. Maybe I just sit here and I just watch this. There's no way you're gonna fail.
Oh, come on!
So you, my friend, how long have you been streaming for?
Full-time 5 years.
That's a long time. When did Twitch start? When did Twitch stop being Justin TV?
So I think that was about 6 years. So I started
Oh, what happened to saying there, mate?
Did I beat Jess? It's all that matters.
Yes, you did. You did.
Okay. I started streaming about... Just when it
Yeah!
I'm fine. This is a great game. I love it.
We could just loop this part of the interview.
Wait!
For 30 minutes.
Wait! Why is he doing this to me? Oh, come on, man. Why is it going down? I don't understand. Wait, hound. Everyone shush. Everyone.
No one's saying anything! Oh my god!
I love this game. Thank you for making this. You're the best. Okay, so I started streaming 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was just before, I think just after it launched as Twitch. Mm-hmm. So I never even heard of Justin TV.
Yeah.
And then I started streaming, and then I was very lucky to get the opportunity to start streaming full time. And I started streaming sort of full time before what we call... we sort of call it pre-Amhigh. There was a guy named Amhigh from Dubai who donated $80,000 to a streamer friend of mine in 1 month.
What?
So he donated about $80,000 to a friend of mine named Soda Poppin'.
I know Soda Poppin'. I know of Soda Poppin'.
So one of the donations was like $50,000 US, and he said, all he said in the donation note was, "My name Amhigh, I'm from Dubai, you know, you're funny." That's all it said.
Oh my god.
I was very lucky where I started streaming full-time just before that, because like after that happened, it was like everyone came out of the woodworks.
It's the new cash cow.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm streaming full-time too as well. It's me, I'm streaming full-time." So I was very lucky to like sort of get in.
You'd already established a base.
Yeah.
And you started off with WoW.
Yeah, still 5 years,
away,
kicking on, yeah.
What was it about World of Warcraft? Did you have a history with the game competitively or something before that, or?
I've always...
I mean, you know, you don't really have a good...
Yeah, no, got nothing else going for me
with this one.
I've always played WoW since like closed beta, so I've been playing the game for a long time. It's just always something that's like interested me. I'm a big fan of like MMO games in general, so it's like any of those MMORPG games are the ones that really like... I can spend, 50 hours a week playing it type thing.
Yeah.
And then there was games like Diablo 2 and Diablo that I got really invested in. A game called Ragnarok, I actually played a lot, and a Korean game called Lineage 2 I played a lot as well.
Yep.
When WoW came out, it was just like that anyone that played sort of, there was a game called Dark Age Camelot, there was a game called, like EverQuest. Anyone that played those games, when World of Warcraft first came out, it was unlike anything we'd ever seen, right?
Yeah, totally.
So it was definitely like a game-changing game in a sense of like for the genre. So for me, it was that was just sort of it. And then now, 13 years later, I still love playing it somehow. So.
And were there many people streaming WoW at the time then?
It was definitely it was not a League of Legends or Counter Strike or anything like that, but there was probably 10 full-time streamers.
Yeah.
And nowadays there's hundreds of full-time streamers across every game. So which is good. I'm definitely not one of those people that's ever going to try and climb over the top of other people to try and get to the top.
That is the point of this game though. So that might explain why you keep crashing down the bottom. There you go. The
back to the beginning. But it's definitely there's a lot of people, unfortunately, these days that have the mentality that there's not enough room on Twitch for everyone. Because there's room for everyone on Twitch, you know what I mean? And whether you want to do it full time or whether you just want to have fun, you see a lot more people these days that are just trying to see how much money they can make from streaming, which is unfortunate, right? Like for me, when I first started, I was streaming for like 6 months probably before I started streaming full time.
Yep.
I didn't think I would ever make a cent from it. It was just something that I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
And I think that there needs to be that passion for streaming prior to like wanting to make money.
Yeah, because it's a crazy hard job. There are much easier ways to make money.
Yeah.
Like there are easier ways to make money and enjoy playing video games in your spare time.
Yeah.
You probably have more time to play the video games that you want to be playing all the time because while you love World of Warcraft, there is an element of like there are people there who are like, I want to watch you play World of Warcraft. That's why I'm watching.
Yeah, it's a very, very big factor that a lot of people like.
You couldn't be streaming getting over it.
No, not going to be streaming this anytime soon. For anyone from my stream watchers, I'm sorry. This game is great, by the way.
I feel there's a heavy sense of sarcasm coming from you.
No, absolutely.
No,
I would never.
No, you'd never say something
never.
like that. You were saying before, you were studying to be an accountant?
I studied superannuation finance at UNSW.
That is, I mean, it's fine because it's not your job. That just sounds like the most boring thing in the world.
I worked in it's called TPD and death and disability. So if people pass away, you would deal with lawyers and solicitors and deal with their case and their death claims, or TPD, which is totally and permanently disabled. So a lot of the cases were quite sad and stuff like that. And it just wasn't for me. Like my dream job back then was to be a youth worker.
Really? What brought that about?
Just more sort of things that I went through growing up. And I've got a lot of friends that work in the industry, and it was just something that I've always wanted to do. And it's I was bullied a lot as a kid. I was a really small kid, to be honest. And I got bullied heaps as a kid. Me and my best mate, we both got bullied heaps.
Just picked on at school and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was always the new kid. I went to like over 100 primary schools and stuff. So
yeah.
it was always...
God, how often were you moving?
Very, very often.
A lot.
Yeah, very often.
Yeah,
so.
that's so. And was this sort of stuff around when you were a kid, like when you were going through foster homes and stuff?
No, it wasn't a thing at all for me. So it was definitely something that I've always wanted to try and get back. And it's streaming 90% of the time feels like you're a social worker anyway, dealing with stuff that's going on in Twitch chat.
That's exactly what. I mean, we had, like I said before, we had Jessie on last week, and she was talking about how there is that element of people. They're watching your life in your house. It's really personal. It's really intimate. And then because you do get an attachment to the people that you watch, and vice versa, you guys get an attachment to your viewers. There is times where people just start saying things where it's like, oh wow, that's like, this is a very serious situation that you're in, and you sort of casually saying this on a stream is not necessarily like the help that you need right now, and that's a difficult rope to walk.
I think it's very much depending on the streamers community as well. Like, so for me, there's definitely a lot of different ways that I could have streamed. I could have, been a lot more memey and got involved in a lot more sort of trolly content and stuff like that. And realistically, it's more viewers. It's probably more subs. It's more
and chasing the hot game and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and as well as getting involved in a lot of drama and stuff. It's just not me. I'm 32 years old. If that means that I wake up and stream WoW every day, I'm just happy to do that, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not going to be waking up and streaming, getting over it every day. But because this game is frustrating, but I love it. Thank you very much, getting over it. I'm going to fly backwards.
No, you got this. That's the pipe. And then up above that, there was the coffee cup, but you've knocked it off down the bottom.
Because I was already there.
Because you were there.
I was there.
That's how we know.
And that was higher than Jessie, right?
So much higher than Jessie. Oh, yes.
Is this the highest?
Nearly. You need to get up. Above this, there's like a metal beam, and if you get to that, you're good.
Why?
It's just about that speed. And now careful, because you can fly over the edge, and that will, I will move away from you if that happens.
No! Am I back to here? How close to the record was I?
You were one swing away from getting to the final beam. Do you feel like you're over it?
I'm definitely over it.
Are you definitely over it? All right, man. Thanks very much, man. Let's put your name up on the wall.
I don't know where the wall is.
No, this is where we look at the camera and then we'll film that later. And we'll
Okay, so I'm not actually on a wall.
No, we'll put it on the wall.
Oh, but not right now.
No.
Okay, this is where I stare at the camera.
I just need you to look down the camera.
Stay there.